What's up, fam? It is Thursday, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And you know what time that means. It is a welcome involved. I gotta welcome you, of course. Welcome to Talent Talk Thursday, a great place where you can hear from the creative community of color and other minority groups. Guys, great week ahead of us. Or behind of us because it's Thursday now. And a lot of stuff has gone down. And if you are just kind of getting into the weave of things last week, you may have missed on my keynote that I had done at the Billow Summit. And I will let you know it will be up on YouTube, at least on my YouTube, rather. So you guys stay tuned for that. Of course, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, all you got to do is just click on the link in my bio. You'll see it clear as day, Jasper's YouTube. Click on that, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Because there's some great stuff that's coming on that channel, and I want you guys to be a part of it. So definitely stay tuned for that. Because I mentioned a lot of interesting stuff during that summit. You know, mainly the idea of how brands could work with creators. Now, a lot of you guys might be creators, and you might want to know how you work with brands. Well, a good way to learn, first of all, is how brands should work with you. And I'm going to be making a sequel to that on how creators should work with brands. So definitely a good time to subscribe to that YouTube channel as well, because a lot of you guys want to kind of get it in your feet wet, you know, doing full-time content creation, which is what I do. You know, that's my full-time gig. Of course, independent filmmaking is my passion, but I got to pay bills. So literally, I got to use the storytelling and creativity to pay the bills and work for brands. But it is a fun gig. You know, I must say, you know, it's fun to work with some very good brands, you know, like Grubhub. You know, I was thinking about them. I mentioned them during the Billow Summit, was able to work with them, you know, when they was kind of just getting started in the game. Sprint, you know, was able to work with them. Uber Eats, you know, when you work with these brands, man, you know, it's really interesting. And these are in different capacities. You know, I worked with them as a photographer, as a videographer, you know, as an assistant, you know, little virtual things all together. As a consultant, you know, I've done that. But, you know, I know a lot of you guys want to kind of learn how to get your feet wet into that. You know, I will tell you, if you're someone that's wanting to get started, you know, being a creator, the first thing you do need is a portfolio. And want to take that segue real quick and let you guys know about today's sponsor for the show. And they sponsored last week's show, and they're sponsoring this week's show. So this is why I got to plug them. Billow. So, and I want to thank Billow once again for, you know, showing the support and sponsoring the show. And of course, everything that they've done, you know, so far. So if you are someone that's in need or even want to kind of get into that place of being a full-time creator and you want to start building your portfolio, well, guess what? The Billow platform gives you the ability to work with various brands across the country. And you get a lot of cool stuff. And I can't stress that enough. I actually did an ad this morning on this keto spread right here. This stuff is pretty delicious, to be honest with you. And, you know, you get paid to do these ads. You get exposure, of course, because they're going to be all over social media, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, you name it. Your face will be there. And, of course, you get that portfolio that builds up a bunch of those ads and reels that you can hold into your back pocket to take to other brands and pitch yourself. So if you're interested in becoming a Billow creator, all you got to do is just click on the link in my bio and you'll see it clear as day. Billow creator form. You just fill that out. Tell them Jasper sent you. Matter of fact, you got to tell them Jasper sent you in order to complete the form. So literally, once you fill out that form, tell it Jasper sent you, and you'll have some good alibis, because I like to think of myself as somebody with good say-so, so to speak. But yeah, guys, it's a good gig, especially if you're just getting started. You don't have to be a professional in front of the camera. You don't have to be a professional with a camera. All you need is a little bit of a personality. You know, even if you're someone that talks to a corner all day long, we'll take that too. At least that's what Billow would take. So, guys, we got a great guest here with us. Miss J. Drake has a very interesting, you know, Instagram. I must say, I was going through her feed, you know, kind of looking at some of her stuff. She has a YouTube channel, actually. I watched a couple of her videos all together. So definitely, guys, I'm excited to have her in, excited to have her up. We're going to bring her on up here, and we're going to have a little chat with her, talk about a little bit about her journey, talk a little bit, everything that she's done and is doing. So let's hope the technology demons don't give us hell today. So let's see how we can get Miss J Drake up here. Hey, hey,
Hey,
what's up, fam? How you doing?
I'm good. How are
I'm
you?
doing just fine. Doing just fine. Love your hair.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm glad to
It's
have you. Thank you for giving us time today too for us to talk with you.
no problem.
Definitely. How's things on your side? You're in Detroit,
Um,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
Detroit crew is y'all. You guys are kind of deep, you know. Oh man.
It's a lot of, I'm not from Detroit, but it is a lot of talent here. It's a lot of I think this is a great place to develop your talent. I grew up in Alabama and I had no idea I'd be like into doing some of the stuff that I'm doing now. Like it's always been an afterthought in the back of my mind since I was a kid to get in entertainment, but I never thought I would get into it until I came here.
Wow. Well, how did you end up in Detroit? That's kind of interesting from Alabama to Detroit. That's a little hump.
Yeah, so my dad, he when he remarried, he moved up here and started a business. So me and my brothers would visit him every summer. And I told myself, I'm like, one day I'm getting out of Alabama. One day I'm going to the city. I'll see what the city like.
Understand that completely. How long have you been in Detroit?
I've been here, 14 years this summer. Yeah, but I'm always going back home because I do miss home at times. So I'm always going back like once or twice a year.
I understand that. I understand that. Wow. Well, being in Detroit 14 years is a good little while. I say you know your way around by now, at least, right? Oh man, that's pretty awesome. So you mentioned how you was in the thought process when you were younger of getting into entertainment and so on and whatnot. So let's talk about that. How exactly did you find your path into the entertainment world?
Um, like I said, it was like an afterthought. Like as a little girl, like I was always, I don't know, I was obsessed with supermodels. And then, when we were young, you had like the Fab Five, Naomi, Sydney, Claudia, like Christy. Like I love them, and I was just like, I want to be on TV and for people to like me. And when I left Alabama, I did like a year of college down there, and I left Alabama and came to Detroit. And I love to shop. So it was this one particular boutique that I always shopped in. Like I got something like every 2 weeks. And the owner, Paulette, the boutique is called Teaser's Boutique. And she said, I want you to walk in and show for me one day. Like you wear my clothes so nice. And so she got me in my first fashion show. And it seemed like from there, it was a lot of photographers there, and a few approached me about, taking pictures. And it started from there, started just taking pictures, building a portfolio. And I've always been like a very quiet, reserved, kind of shy person. And one of the photographers suggested that I take an acting class to help me to open up more when I'm taking pictures. And went to the acting class, the Michigan Actor Studio at the time in Ferndale. And the teacher, he said, to help you with your nerves, just go on some auditions at times. And so I just started going on auditions to help with my nerves. And, I ended up getting a part. I did not expect that. So I ended up getting a part on a web series called Living It Up. And it was like the ball just started rolling some more from there. And the pilot, we shot this show like 3 times. The last time we did it, the writer, he moved to LA. He flew me and another girl out who stuck with the show, and we shot it as a pilot. The pilot is actually up on YouTube if anybody wants to see it. It's called Living It Up. It's about an hour, but that was just like the best experience ever. Like I really felt like a famous actress at that point. I'm like, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going.
Not bad at all. And I didn't get a chance to see Living It Up, but like I was mentioning earlier, I did see it on your YouTube channel, so I'm definitely going to check it out for sure. There was a couple of other things that you had on your YouTube too as
Yeah,
well. There was one in particular where it started off kind of hot and frisky, yeah, per se.
that's how I live it up.
Hey, but I love how you mentioned, walking into uh the acting career, and taking the act classes to build up your nerve. So let's kind of dig into that slightly. What I guess is the feelings, starting off in acting classes and, you know, with no experience to now doing it. What are some things that you are experiencing and what's going through your mind?
It seemed like I said, Detroit is still like pretty much an entertainment city, and everybody there had way more experience than I did. So I would just kind of just be stuck in the back, quiet, just hoping the teacher don't see me, don't ask me to do nothing. I'm just here to watch and learn. But it was a little intimidating. But I was fortunate to have a class, who was really open and helped to push me to step out there and and to just to break free, and to let go, because that's what's acting about. When you get on set, you need to let go and just be free. So, but it was a process. It was a process. The more and more I shoot and get into it, I still run into some things where I just kind of just want to I get tensed up and I'm like, I don't want to do it, but it's not about me, it's not my project. I want to let go. But and plus I love to do this because it's therapeutic in a way, as well as modeling, because I get to portray characters and act in ways that I would never act in real life. So that's fun.
I understand that. I completely understand that. What I would ask is when you were learning kind of acting, you mentioned an opening up because that is a big part of acting. What I guess was something you thought acting was that you learned that it wasn't once you started doing it more.
um, what did I think it was? Um, I don't know why I looked at it as something like it can't be that hard. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like just give me the lines, I'll memorize them and I'll just deliver. But no, like you really need to get in tune with your character, because sometimes some people are not going to give you everything all the direction that you need. So you kind of have to dig deep into the character and come up with your own backstory about the character, so you can just become that person and deliver it. Because I don't want people to see me when they see me on film. I want them to see a totally different person. When people see me, I want them to be like, oh my God, Jeanette, like, I can't believe that was you. That is so not you. It's a totally different person. But I actually thought it would be easier than it really was. And the same thing with modeling. I thought it would be just easy. Like, I'm just going to get in front of the camera and take pictures. And I think a lot of people think that about models. Like, what's the big deal? You're just in front of the camera taking pictures. No, you probably got an hour to 2 hours worth of makeup. And then you have to know how to pose, and you're going to pose in uncomfortable ways. And you got to know your angles. It's not easy as people think it is.
And there's an industry standard too, the models as well. I can tell you as a photographer, there's like certain photographers that specialize in certain model prototypes and their poses altogether. So hey, it is a lot more than just someone looking good in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Because you got to think too, a lot of models, uh, I can speak more on like the clothing aspect,
Mhm.
like, for a certain style of clothing out there, you're going to have a certain set of models that have that experience, portraying the clothing lines that are out there. There's going to be some that are just going to be the curvy, now they call it, the big, then, then you have some that are going to be the petite, and everything else along with that.
Yeah, you definitely have to know your lane. And a lot of people don't get it, because when I first started modeling, um like just regular people around the way were kind of like shutting me down. Jeanette doesn't look, I don't look like a model, like what am I doing? Why am I trying to do that? And everybody thinks to model you have to be drop dead gorgeous. I'm sorry, but everybody that's drop dead gorgeous can't model. You can have an interesting look, looks that differentiate you from other people. You have to have a certain type of confidence, and I'm on the curvier side, and so they would put me in the plus model category, and everybody's like, "What? Like you're not plus size?" Industry wise, yes, I am. You know,
No, I get it. I guess the question I always ask people is like when they have these conceptions, like, what is a model supposed to look like? Can you tell me? I mean, hey, I feel you. Like I remember when I was starting out, in filmmaking, I was, by then I had done a few little small things on my own, just but it was storytelling and it was filmmaking, but yet you have people that wasn't in the industry saying things like, well, that's not filmmaking. Well, you're not going to school for filmmaking, like, so how can you tell me what filmmaking is and what filmmaking isn't? Just because I'm not on the motion picture level, Warner Brothers level production doesn't make it filmmaking nonetheless. Filmmaking as soon as you start telling the story with a camera, but yeah.
yes. Yes, definitely got to tune out those outside voices, because it's like you're not in this industry. Like you don't know.
Very
You
true.
don't know.
Very true. I guess for you now, you've been, kind of in a good spot, looking at, a lot of your work on your IG reel and on your YouTube, what are, I guess, roles that you feel that you would love to play or you enjoy playing now?
I I love to play. I love to play the sassy woman. I love to play the bad guy. Uh, I want to be I want to be like the hero. I want to play like a superhero. I want to be the hero. Um, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. But like I said, I try to go total opposite of who I am. Give me the bad guy. Give me like the crime fighting superhero. Give me. I'll be a gangster. Like I want to go total opposite of who I
Why
am.
so alter ego ish? Like why like 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 why so sassy and gangster and evil? Like because talking to you, you seem like a really cool cool person, chill, mellow. Not, but like I know saw some of your YouTube short films. And one of them you look like, hey, I slap a bitch. Like where does that inspiration to want to be that come from?
Like I said, like I've always been shy and quiet, especially growing up. I was like painfully shy and really quiet. And I felt like I really didn't have a lot of outlets. Like I grew up in the South, like a very small town. So it wasn't a lot there. It wasn't a lot of outlets for us. And, you know, and it took some time. It took some time for me to grow out of that shyness and being quiet and opening up to people. Um, and honestly, I still have a tendency to hold frustrations inside and not, be vocal about how I'm really feeling. So when I get those parts and I go on set, I can let loose on that role. It's like I'm letting it all out that way. You know.
I love that.
Maybe that's a good thing, but it's fun though.
Hey, I love that, man. That's a good place to let it out too, man.
Yes.
On the set, when you're looking back at yourself on some of these roles, like what I guess are some things that kind of go through your mind.
Um, it's crazy because for the longest, I could not watch myself. And I'm like, like, you got to get out of that, Jeanette, because the goal is to improve and to get better and to go higher. So I've been going back and watching old clips of stuff that I've done, and just analyzing what I could have done better, and seeing what I need to work on as far as my speech and my facial expressions. But it definitely my speech, because I still have a southern drawl when it comes to certain words that I say, and I have to work on that at times, especially with my facial expressions and how I move my mouth at times. I have a tendency to still tense it up, but definitely saw a lot of things that I still need to work on. But it was definitely, I see the improvement in myself, and that makes me feel good, and it just gives me confirmation to keep going, especially as my roles have gotten better and bigger, and getting on different platforms.
What would be your dream role? The dream film story. What would that be? Would it be a person you work with or a place? Like what would that be?
You know, I want to be, I don't know if anybody's like a comic book head or whatever, but Wonder Woman has a sister and she's black. I want to play, I forgot her name. I'm not sure if you're aware of it,
I wasn't aware.
but
No.
no, yes, Wonder Woman has a black sister. I want to be Wonder Woman. I want to be an Amazon. I want to fight. Like, I want to fight the bad guy. Like, I want to be a superhero. I want to be a superhero. Just so to challenge myself fit wise and fight wise. Like, I want to even do some of my own stunts because I work out like crazy. I need to put some of this strength to use, some of my athleticism to use. But yes, I would love for them to like touch on that part of Wonder Woman's story about her sister. If nobody knows, like look into it. Wonder Woman has a black sister.
That is amazing, man. I did not know that. I mean, I'm not much of the comic uh, cat altogether, man. But yo, that's pretty crazy. You're gonna have me start YouTubing and Googling that as soon as we get off of this off of this stream altogether. Well, you don't remember her name?
I don't remember her name offhand. If I remember, I'm gonna have to inbox you. But
Okay. Because I'm gonna look it up like, dang, she got a sister.
Mhm,
and she's a
mhm,
sister. She's black. So that's crazy, man. That's pretty dope. Is
mhm.
that one of the only dreams you have, or are there some other, aspirational, career feats you would like to face?
Yes, I would love to do. I would love to do like a romantic comedy, and I would love to be the main love interest because being a tall woman, I don't feel like I don't feel like tall actors and actresses, I don't feel like they get the main part a lot, and I don't feel like they get the part of a love interest, of the main love interest. So I would like to have like something based around me as the love interest and being this tall, like voluptuous woman. But I just don't see it a lot.
It's coming. I think there to your point, there's some norms being broken, and I think some of that
Yes.
just comes. I think some of it simply comes from the change in the scope of talent and how talent looks these days. Like literally you got a lot of cats now. Like I was talking with a girl, she's in London, man, and she looks like she wants to be like from Cuba or something, but she's not. She's actually from Lithuania, and her father is German, so she has this complexion that is just out there. Like, and this girl, and I mean, like, yo, and this girl sings, she acts, she dances, she plays like saxophone and a couple, like literally you got a whole scope of new talent that's really hitting the scene now, man. That's really doing some big stuff, man.
I'm glad because I've been saying like we need like a new group. I feel like they working our seasoned actors to death. I'm like, are they all right? They all like approaching 50s and 60s, like all our favorites. I'm like, it's time for like a new group to come in.
Well, if you notice though, if you look at some of the major Netflix series, that are, well, considering the fact that a lot of them don't go further than 3 seasons. But when you look at some of the major stories, a lot of those actors and actresses aren't big names. A lot of them are, up and coming actresses that have careers that, have put in some credits on student films and other films leading up to that. So they're seasoned actors. It's just they don't have, spotlight names out there, and I think, now with the climate for movies and entertainment, especially the cost for movies now are so different because of COVID. I think now, we're probably really prone to get used to lesser big name actors and actresses out there than what used to be, because now, we're not looking at selling out blockbusters in theaters as much because everybody isn't going to the theaters as much. So when you see a film by Denzel Washington, a film by Regina King, like literally it's not, going to be what it is, like what it used to be 20 years ago.
Okay. Oh wait, Paul. Somebody said
Nubia.
her Wonder Woman's sister. Her name is
Yeah, I
Nubia.
see that. Nubia, that's her name? Okay.
That's it. And hey, everybody, I haven't spoken to yet. Hey,
Yes,
but
yes.
I need
By
to
the
talk
way,
about
we were
Nubia.
just talking, by the way, for those that y'all probably know her anyway, but this is the one and only Jay Drake. Jeanette. Is it Jeanette or Jeanette?
Jeanette, real
Okay.
name Jeanette.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yes.
Glad to have you and talking with you here. Overall, outside of acting and, anything in the entertainment, what are some things you like to do on the sidelines?
Okay. So I'm into fitness, and I'm currently working on getting certified. I have like a handful of people I train right now, and then plus I'm under like my own trainer, Chris Huff of P80 Fitness in Michigan. He is the bomb. He trains a lot of the top athletes here in Michigan, and so I'm learning a lot from him. And and I got into fitness because of him. Actually, got into health and wanted to take care of myself better, because I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, like I have to be the best version of myself. And as the saying goes, health really is wealth. um and there are women who watched me, and a couple of ladies reached out to me and asked me to help. I would try to like send them over to my trainer, but they're like, oh, I'm not ready for him. Like, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get into this. Like, so I'm learning, so I'm into fitness. And I started like a little series on my YouTube channel. I don't know if you saw it, the single over 30 and no kids. So just wanted to give my perspective on that. So getting into the vlogging a bit. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw some of that. Yeah, I tuned into one where you was talking about some of the challenges you had past relationships and so on and whatnot. And that's really, big to open up and share yourself like that. What kind of pushed that button for you to just say, you know what, I'm gonna put this out there.
Right. Because when you get to that point to 30 and you're still single and no kids, everybody is looking at you like, what is wrong? Like what is going on? And it's like it's nothing wrong. It's not like I'm out here not trying, and it just started to really get to me, you know what I'm saying? To the point I started to go seek therapy and talk to somebody and get some help. And I still work, and I'm a social worker, so I went to school to be a therapist. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And it's been therapeutic for me. It's been really good, because sometimes like I would get kind of sad just thinking about it. Like, is it gonna happen? Am I gonna find my husband? Am I gonna have kids? But I just wanted to put it out there because I know I'm not the only one that's going through this. Like, I wanted to see who could relate to me, and if we could have like some healthy dialogue about it, because the whole dating scene today it's pretty rough. It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough out here.
Hey, you're not alone. I'm over 30, no kids neither. So, hey, sometimes, well, I know for me, the 20s was challenging. So literally 30 just kind of said, "Hey, you're 30 today." Oh, okay, I am 30. Okay, so here we are. You know, I'm actually 31 now, so going to be 32 in September. So dirty 30 plus two. So literally,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there and see how it would resonate with people. But I've been enjoying doing it. Like I said, it's been very therapeutic and helping me, deal with that. And even thinking about stuff from my past where I may have messed up at, so I was able to check myself doing that. But yeah, I've been enjoying it.
It's really, it's really interesting. Like I said, I listened to a couple of them. Like I said, wow, she really opened up, and shared a good bit with that. Is this something where do you ever have any dialogue on some people with the videos and so on and whatnot?
I've had people reach out to me in my DMs on here on Instagram, and saying, "I so relate to you. Like, I'm over 30, all my friends are younger than me." Like, and it's so good. I was like, okay, so people really are watching it. It's still kind of new, but it just feels good to know that I'm not the only one, and I'm not the only one that feel this way, because I felt like I was alone out here for a minute.
Not.
And then, like, if people, and then if you're single and over 30, people think you should have like at least one kid. Like, it's weird.
Nah, I mean, well, dang. I mean, people try to marry people off and give people kids every day. I
Yes.
mean, at the end of the day, we gotta just follow the path and track that works for us, right? I mean, so and that's something, to my defense, I had to learn it late. I just got to do my thing, you know.
Yeah,
Man, and just kind of be good with that, and be happy with
exactly.
that. So no, you're not alone. Trust me, and I realistically, I could tell you, I think specifically kind of in our generation, and we kind of have a lot of interesting challenges, around us. We came up around a lot of interesting challenges too. So I think that has a good bit to do with how the climate is these days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Us millennials, we done been through a lot.
God love the millennials, man. God,
Mhm.
God love them, man. For movies, I didn't ask you. I love movies. I'm Jasper the filmie. Let's talk about your favorite movies. Like what are some of your favorite movies?
Oh man, that is so hard.
Okay.
That is so hard.
I love how you
So
kind of squeeze your body on that. It's like, oh Lord, this hurts.
hard. Um, Probably one of my favorites, off the top of my head, the Five Heartbeats.
All
That
right.
is like, that's probably one of my favorite, top five. It probably is my favorite of all times. So I like most of the favorites that most Black people like: the Five Heartbeats, the Temptations, the
I was
Pure
thinking it's
Purple.
probably Temptations be next. Like, I got you.
That's my movie. That's my movie. Oh man, there's so many. Let's see. Shoot, probably everything Denzel ever done. Like, he can, like, do no wrong in nobody's eyes. Um, Man, probably my favorite movie of his though is probably Mo Better Blues. I don't think it gets enough credit.
That's a good one though.
I
That
really,
is a good one.
really
I mean, like you said, Denzel has. Well, I mean, he's Denzel Washington. The man has a slew of. As a matter of fact, the other night I was watching the hurricane. The one he done about Hurricane Carter. I mean, hey,
do.
Denzel has done and has did his thing. Like literally doing his thing, but he definitely done
Yes,
did it. As my grandma was
yes,
saying.
he has. Yes, he has. He could, like, really do no wrong. And then, like, also, like, one of my favorites. I love the hood movies too. So, you know, Juice, Menace to Society, Boys in the
Paid
Hood.
in
Like,
full. Okay.
oh God, yes, Paid in Full. Like, that's so underrated. It should have been. I don't know what happened. It's just like it just went independent or something. Like, it should have been huge. But those are all great. Like Mekhi Phifer is one of my fave actors. Lorenz Tate, he's one of my faves. He's so versatile. I don't think he gets enough credit
I agree
as
with that.
well. Yeah, like for him to go through another movie I enjoyed, The Inkwell, he was in like a coming of age story to do that and then do O Dog and Menace to Society. I don't know which one came out first, but it's like, oh, he the truth. He's one of my favorites for real. Um,
I think
um,
Lorenz, I think some of that could be some of Lorenz's doing too, because he seems to kind of have like a private thing kind of going on, for like it's kind of like a thing where he does act, does these movies really well, but that's one part of him, and he has other aspects of him. So I don't know, but that might be probably part of his doing. That's my guess.
Probably so. Probably so. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm waiting to see how this is gonna go with him in the power book. I think his power book is gonna be Influence. So can't wait to see how that's gonna go. And now his brother is in the in the power story. So
Yeah, I heard.
yeah, so gonna see how that goes. I could see him going over and being in both of them being in the Influence power, but I can't wait for that.
I heard, and I'm not I mean, I don't follow Power, but I call me a dude. I think it's kind of chicky, flicky, but hey, to each his own. Considering all things.
I got into it late. Like I didn't start watching it until we were on lockdown.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of people. A lot of people kind of got into some stuff. Well, you know what's in, I actually, you know what, I actually did try to get into Power a little bit. But I guess maybe it just wasn't my thing. Like I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't my jive. But what's interesting? I did get into Scandal. You know, um, with Kerry Washington, I did kind of grow into Scandal a little bit, watching it a little bit.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I didn't get into that yet. I'm late on a lot of stuff, but
Hey, well,
I'm gonna
so am
check it.
I. Like literally, hey, you're not. Hey, I told you earlier. There's a lot of people that aren't alone. You aren't alone because, like, a lot of like even Walking Dead, for example. Like I was watching Walking Dead for a while when it was on TV, but I only watched like probably the 4 episodes, and then I went back on Netflix during 2020 quarantine and actually started watching it. So now I started. Catherine, yeah, I did say chicky flicky, like yeah. Oh man, but no,
I'm actually getting into Walking Dead now. I'm getting into it now. I'm on the second season.
okay.
What's the big deal?
Hey, I mean, well, it was kind of when it was live. I think the thing is, you got to think when it was showing week to week live type of thing, with on demand ability, we can, turn it in the next episode right after this one. But when you have people that were waiting for weeks, like, oh, we got to wait till next week to see if, oh boy got killed, like then I think that's kind of where the hype came from it all together.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. What type of other than black films and stuff like that, do you have any other genres in particular that you enjoy watching, per se?
Yeah. Let's see. What have I been watching lately? Um, I am I am into a lot of the superhero movies. I gotta get caught up though. But the X-Men, um, the Mortal Kombat, the Street Fighter. I'm into all of that. All of the because I want to be a superhero. I want to play a superhero. So I'm into those. I think there's something from each genre that I really love. Probably my least favorite is horror though.
Really?
but but I do have a few horror movies that I'll watch. There's like only a select few, and they're probably not even scary to everybody else. Like I enjoy The Lost Boys. Like
Okay.
I can watch it over and over. I like Fright Night. These are like the old 80s ones.
Okay. Okay.
I like I like Fright Night 1 and 2. Um I can't do Freddy and Jason. It used to scare me, but probably my favorite horror movie that I could watch over and over is Tales from the Hood. And I think it's just now getting its flowers. Cause I think when it first came out, I don't think it really hit that much with people, but now I'm seeing forums where people talk about it a lot, like, and the storylines are really pretty much relevant today. And it still kind of creeped me out though, like some of the stories. But yeah, those are like the only scary movies that I'll watch.
Yes, I imagine
And they ain't even that
there would be
scary.
no Conjuring or Insidious or yeah,
Mm-mm,
no Paranormal, no,
can't do it.
no Exorcism. Disney Rose is okay. I love horror. That's actually uh yeah, I love me some horror. But hey, hey, I get it. It's not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah. I was like, my look, like my first major film would probably be horror. Like I'll probably do horror.
Well, it would be different if you're working in the role, so to speak. Because then because you're working it, so you would know all the jumps and scares and everything else in there, so to speak.
Yeah.
But you could. You know what's funny? There's actually a documentary about some horror movies that had like these spooky, haunting action things happening while they were on set. Matter of fact, the most recent one that happened was during the filming of The Nun, where they was filming it inside of the bottom of an abandoned castle. And so one of the production managers was sitting down and watching one of the monitors, and these two guys walked in, and he thought they was just part of the field crew. So he said, "Oh, come on in, guys. I'm just reviewing footage." And so when he looked over, he didn't see him. So like literally, he didn't think much of it because he was like saying, well, he was watching the screen, and he
Hmm.
you know how when you're watching a screen, you could be watching something but not watching it. He thought, okay, maybe they just walked in and walked out. And so, like when he walked out, he saw them again, but then this time they actually disappeared in front of him. And then, and this is funny because literally everybody said that they saw those two guys in different ways. One guy said that they saw those two guys standing outside, and they thought that they were like fans trying to see what they were filming. And then there was another person that said, "Yeah, we saw those two guys in the trailer back there. We thought that they were part of the production crew." Like everybody saw them. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I seen the previews for The Nun. I was like, mm-mm.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad though. It, well, I'm saying that because I like horror, but overall, realistically, if you watched it, you probably be like, "Oh, that ain't all that bad." Like literally after the first 20 minutes, even up to that, it kind of was like, okay, we know she's a nun in the dark. Oh man. Well, you know what? I am really interested we're getting close to the top of the hour. I would like to know, what is it you got coming up? What are some things that you have in the pipeline? Some things that you're getting ready to prepare for.
Um, well, right now I'm in audition mode right now. Um, so I've wrapped up like quite a few things. So right now I'm in audition mode and filming tapes and stuff and hoping for some callbacks. But one of the films that I finished that I wrapped up and it's called Dear Future Husband. It's on Amazon Prime right now. It just premiered on Amazon Prime on Sunday. So that is there if people want to check it out. There's also let's see, a pilot. Well, I'm not sure what they're gonna do with it, but the show is gonna be called Smoking Good. Um, and we just wrapped that up. The trailer is out. They have an Instagram page called Smoking Goods, and I'm not sure when it's gonna come out though. But I'm playing a cop on there, which I'm excited. And it's crazy because they wrote me in. Like I auditioned for like two other parts, and I guess I wasn't right for the part, but they enjoyed me, so they wrote me in as a cop. So I'm excited. So I'm waiting on that to premiere, seeing what they're gonna do with that. But yeah, I'm really just in audition mode right now, looking up what I can audition for. So it's grind mode, it's grind time. And
Hey,
also I'm in model mode, so y'all may see some new pictures floating.
hey, no, I hear, hey, I hear you, man. Hey, get that grind, sis. Get it, man. Hey, there's people out there making money. We might as well be them, right? Like, hey, yeah, hey, I like that line off of Life with Eddie Murphy, who was saying, "Hey, there's people out there having fun. I want to be one of them." But hey, but like real talk. That's big stuff. Congrats. That being on Amazon Prime. I saw the trailer. Isn't there's another person in the group that Giovanna created that I think is part of that, right?
Yeah, yeah, Alfonso.
Yes, Alfonso. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I remember seeing it. I believe I remember seeing it on his page first. Like, okay, that's not bad. That's not. Hey, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I would love to see you in the cop role. That seems like I think you would. I think you would do a good cop per se, or a
thank
bad cop because you like to be bad roles. But literally,
yeah, I can either one.
I hear you. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's not bad. Do you with even on the acting side, how some actors get the weapons training and the combat and everything else? Have you been kind of getting into those aspects? The physical, I guess, fighting and combat and stuff like that.
A little tiny bit though, but I haven't been able to use it on set yet. But I'm hoping when we go back to when we go back to filming that I get to use it because they did have me like do a little bit of training, like little fighting. But hopefully when we film more, I'll get to use it.
It's not bad at all. I would say if I did get into acting, I would love to do that. Like literally just more of the stunt side, so to speak. Kind of like the
Mhm.
stunt double that fills in for fills in for
Mhm.
somebody. Like I would love to kind of do the hand to hand combatant and everything else like that. If not be the main, but be the ones that are really like getting into the fighting of that. I have a friend of mine. He's actually in Atlanta. His name is Chris Burton. He does that. He
Nice,
the last film he actually had done it for was in Avengers Endgames, where he yeah
nice.
and it's funny because like you never really see him, but he has the clips where you see him. So literally you gotta like no, he's right there. Okay, there's Chris. There he is. Like
Gotta look careful.
yeah, but yeah, I would love to do that. That's pretty dope.
It was
That's
fun.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty well. Jeanette. Jay. I really do appreciate you. Talking. Taking some time out of your schedule because I know you got auditions. I know you got stuff that you got to get popping, and I don't want to take more time out of your schedule than what I have to. But I do. If there is something that you did want to share, something that you did want to say that maybe you didn't get a chance to say, maybe I just overtalked or missed. I'm human. I did want to give you an opportunity to probably share something that maybe, something you probably didn't share.
Um, I think this was such a good interview. I think I said everything. But I just hope, that everybody who has something that they're chasing, that they're going after, that they just keep going and don't stop, especially if it's deep weighing on your heart and on your mind, and just really tune out the naysayers and keep grinding because the the success, it'll catch up to you. It'll catch up to you.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
that's it.
Definitely agree. Hey, I can tell you, even the success could just be the simple fact of doing it. You know,
Mhm.
that's
Oh,
the resolve and all of it, man. When you look back and you could, when we all have a 20-year from now story, right? When we get to that 20-year from now, what will we say? What was the 20 years then?
exactly.
Yeah.
Because I never thought I would get as far as I have. I'm not like a A-list famous person, but I get consistent work and I get paid.
Hey, that's good stuff, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Definitely, and I will probably get out there to Detroit, because I with Giovanna, you and some others out there, because I'm kind of interested to kind of meet some of the clan, the group out in that area, because it seems like you guys kind of have a close knit thing going on.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, definitely come on out and let us know. It's definitely a big community out here of actors and filmmakers and writers. I don't think Detroit get enough credit still. I don't think we get enough credit, but it's a big group.
Definitely, most definitely. Well, Jeanette, I thank you so much, and
Thank you.
we will definitely talk on the back end.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much again for having me.
Absolutely. You take care.
All right, you too. Right, bye bye.
Bye now. So there you guys have it. That was the one and only Jeanette's. We definitely would encourage you guys to make sure you're staying on top of that film she's talking about, because I think it's going to be really good. It's on Amazon Prime right now. Um, and it's probably going to be some other things involved with her as well, because she really does have check out her YouTube channel. This girl has a really interesting side of her. For those that were watching this, yeah, she had this timid thing kind of going on, but when you see the other side, like literally, it kind of surprised me talking to her. When you see the other side of her on YouTube, you'll be like, yeah, this girl really does dig deep. So yeah, man, really grateful to have her in. Guys, next week there will be. I'm really excited, guys, because there's some great people, some great talents, man. And every week there's some great talents coming through. Next week I got another great talent that you guys definitely don't want to miss. So make sure you hit that follow button and stay tuned for greatness, because, guys, there's some great stuff coming, and I want you to be a part of it. I really mean it. I really want you guys to be a part of this journey. There's some great stuff that's coming, guys, and you don't want to miss a thing of it. So, guys, if you are a creator, by the way, and you're interested in joining a group to network, to build your portfolio, to learn more about your craft, to meet professionals in the industry, to grow. I'm part of a creative community. We're called the Artistique Creative Community, just like that. We meet every month now. We had some hiatuses because of COVID. I'll admit that. And some of us kind of had some lack of organization. I'll take ownership in that, including myself, because of business. But every month we do have a workshop. There's people that come from the industry, script writers, production managers, so on and whatnot, that talk about things that can help you learn. Good information. If you are interested in joining that group, all you got to do is go into my bio, click on the link tree. You'll see where it says Artistique Creative Community. You sign up for it. You send us your resume, because it is a professional group, and you send us a headshot. It is a professional group. If you don't have a headshot, just make sure you get in front of a nice white wall and take a selfie, but make sure you get yourself a professional headshot. Do that. And after a while, you get an email that will request you to, fill out a form. And then after that, you're part of the fold. So definitely, guys, definitely look into that. And whenever there's job opportunities, we definitely keep it internal. That's the thing about, this network in this industry. We're always networking, and we're always sharing job opportunities with each other. That's how it works. So, guys, I will see you guys next week. Same time, same place, 12 noon. Make sure you do check out some of the stuff that's going on Jay Drake's profile. So until next time, guys, as always, capture life and create visions.